It's the LifeSongs Morning Show. Hey, I'm Josh. Very excited to have, I guess I can call you a friend now, Joel. I've been talking with
Yeah,
you in interviews for like 20 years now. And
man, you're dating us. Hey, we were wee lads when we started this out, Josh. We were
we,
we were little blokes. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a screen flip here to show in honor of coming to see you guys. I need to clean my screen though.
so that's
Show
the new
you.
stage.
Well, it's going to be the new stage. Um, they're just getting started right now, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And I looked at you guys are going to be in town with the What Are We Waiting For tour very soon, Thursday in Biloxi. It's going to be an amazing concert, no doubt. But I looked at your schedule. This tour is kind of nonstop for months. Like you guys are going to be busy.
yeah, busy beavers, as you Americans say.
No one
Yeah,
actually
we
says
we
that.
no, okay, well, I was giving it a go. I'm trying to fit in, trying to
You
fit in, Josh.
Americans, you've lived in Nashville for a quarter century.
I know, I know, I know. And you know what? I haven't even been back to Australia since 2019. So I'm much more American at this point than I am Australian, other than my birth. But what's really special about this is we're hitting a lot of I some of my favorite towns in America, and it is the smaller towns.
Mhm.
Because a lot of artists rock up into the major cities in the United States, and you sort of require everyone to come, make the commute 4 or 5 hours into Dallas or whatever it is, And in this case, we're coming to you, and I'm really proud of that we were able to find these arenas and these locations to be able to come into these kind of more quaint towns, which I think is sort of the heartbeat of the United States, speaking of America. And then at the end, we hop up to Canada, which is a long-standing engagement that we've been trying to fulfill, because we were on a Canadian tour. We had just started in March of 2020, and we literally have postponed it for what are we, 20? 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3 years to get to this point. Look at my math there, homeschooling. And so to be able to go back to Canada is going to be really special.
You timed it well too. You want to go to Canada in the summer.
You're not wrong.
Speaking of traveling places that you wanted to go, when you guys do eventually get some time off later this year,
right?
What do you do? What are your dream vacations?
Well, speaking of my homeland, I've already, because you got to kind of plan this stuff out. Lord willing, we've said, around Christmas time, that my wife and maybe my in-laws who've never been to Australia, we might actually make our first trip down since the beginning of the pandemic and celebrate Christmas and New Year's in Australia, which is really special down there. You're going into the summer, and it's just a beautiful time of year. It's weird because you're so used to like snow and Christmas trees and all your wintry Christmas carols. And it's the dead center of summer, but it's beautiful nonetheless. So we might do that. And then secondly, speaking of holidays, and again, Lord willing, it's my wife's and my 10-year wedding anniversary this year.
Congratulations.
So we are talking, my parents, and they're trying to backpedal on this, but they said to each of us kids, and they have 7 kids, they said, hey, if you make it to 10 years of marriage, we're going to give you an all expense paid trip to celebrate your 10. So I'm holding them to the fire on this. They've tried to revert it to like, oh, well, we'll watch your kids, but Mariah and I don't have any kids yet. So we're going to go to Ireland on their dime in July. That's the hope of this.
Nice. I'm trying to remember, Mariah, she's from Texas, right?
California. But her heritage is Texas. So like her grandparents live in El Paso, and her extended family sort of all over Texas.
Okay, that's good, because when you guys do get to go to Australia and you take her extended family, they'll fit right in. I think Australia is the Texas of the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah, I think if you threw a little like Texas, a little Florida, and then a little no worries mate in, you'd end up with Australia.
Mm-hmm. In my mind, I am expecting like an amazing Christmas card, and it's like the Small Bones and the Hemsworth all together.
Oh man, yeah, it's coming. It's coming. The Hemsworths live in Bondi Beach, so if you spend a bit of time there, you might see them scurrying about.
And we got Joel Smallbone for King and Country with us this morning on the LifeSongs Morning Show. The what are we waiting for tour?
There you go.
Is Thursday in Biloxi. What are we going to get with this tour? How is it different? How is it special? Why is it amazing?
Well, there's a couple really special things. One, we might very well play for you a brand new unreleased song that maybe you've heard, Josh. I don't know if it's like, no, it hasn't made it to you yet because we're actually finalizing it this week. So that's exciting. We've added some new songs from What Are We Waiting For, the album that we've never played before. We just had our first show last night. And, you're kind of terrified when you go into these tours because we always try something new and fresh. And, I better step out because the sound engineer's getting going here. See, they're warming up for us here. But, so you've got all the classic things, right? There's 8 of us on stage, the 46 instruments, the curtains falling from the ceilings, and the stories and the songs, and maybe even a Christmas song, who knows? But I think what's really special about this one is, we're in a new era, I feel, in this country and even around the world. And that's what the title really is getting at. It's like, hey, let's get going. What are we waiting for? This is a new season. And so our hope is, no matter where you find yourself, in the lowest moment of your life or the highest, that we'll be able to be a bit of a strap some rocket fuel to your back through this night and send you into a bold, brave new future. This is the hallmark of humanity. It's seasonal. I was reading about it this morning. Once again, it's death, which I feel like the pandemic was sort of some form of a death. Death gives way to new life and a new way, and for us to evolve in faith, in family, and so I think we're all proud that we made it this far, and proud to see what's on the other side.
Thank you, Joel, for taking time to hang with us, and we can't wait to see you Thursday night in Biloxi, the What Are We Waiting For tour for King and Country. Having been to at least a dozen for King and Country concerts, I can tell you, you will not leave unimpressed. You will just be absolutely floored. It's going to be fun.
Tell your mom I said hi. All right. Your mom, I said hi.
You just made her day. Thank you, Joel.
I'll see you in a week, my friend. Good to connect.
You too. Bye, Joel.
See you, Josh.